Hey, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Fridays Are for Friends. I'm here with an incredible musician and artist, Calloway. You started playing violin at the age of 7. What drew you to music so early and what kept you committed?
Well, first off, did I tell you I started playing violin at 7?
Mm-mm.
I didn't tell you that?
No, you didn't.
How did you? Hey.
Don't say the other co-founder is a investigator, so she did
yeah. Because that's different. Because I just thought, I was like, I don't remember giving you a list of things I had done my whole life. That's crazy. I mean, well, I grew up in the church, but my dad was a choir director, but also grew up around HBCU bands, and I watched a lot of TV and just seeing children like just acting in different stuff. I just been drawn to music and entertainment since I was little, and I was just like, I want to do that. Like, how do I do that? And I kind of figured it kind of started. It had to start somewhere, so I was like, well, I just got to just start playing an instrument somehow.
Yeah.
So violin, and plus violin, orchestra is the first thing. I know when I was growing up in Atlanta public schools, in the school system, a child can't even get in the band first. Like, you have to start in the orchestra. That's the earliest, like the first instrument really. So, and then that started at 7.
Oh, wow.
You normally have to wait until you like 10 or 9 to play a band instrument really.
Yeah. And how did grow up, I guess, in a church really define who you are as a musician? And I guess, like, how did it influence your journey?
It just seeing and listening. It was like the church. I grew up in a very traditional church. So like just seeing, just so traditional to say this, just so traditional where like it was not, were not playing the instruments, you know what I mean? Like the musicians were always men, and just seeing them play, especially the drummer, like they're so active, but just seeing them play and how much like music like involved in learning. Also, music is the highest form of praise and everything, and it just starts in the church, especially within our culture, the African Americans. Like it all goes back to the church. Blues, R&B, funk, it all goes back to the church at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. And you transitioned from violin to saxophone. What was that transition like, and why did you choose the saxophone?
It wasn't necessarily a transition, because for the longest I was playing both. Like growing up, that's really outside of like different community stuff I did. Like I always played multiple instruments at one time, and it wasn't until high school really where I felt like I had to choose one. I really did get bored with the violin, and plus being in a band, I was in a marching band. You know, I was around that my entire life, so it just became a thing, especially seeing like the jazz band. And that was one thing too. Like I saw my young middle school jazz band. I was in elementary school, went to the Atlanta Jazz Festival. I saw them. I was like, but they not too far from my age. Like I want to be there. You know what I mean? Seeing that, you know, I was like, I gotta play saxophone. My daddy played the saxophone too. He went to Morris Brown. So
yeah.
I don't know. I just drawn to it. It was just that's what I knew.
Yeah. And how does each instrument bring out each like different creative side to your brain or creative side of music? Because I know you play like the piano, percussion a little bit, right? And
like I do that. See, piano and percussion, really most piano, like I taught myself that just to like produce. When I really started wanting to produce and just learn theory more, but like I'm actually, clarinet was like bass clarinet was actually my more like main instrument than tenor sax.
Oh.
Like I was better, I feel like I was better at bass clarinet than I was at saxophone. And like each instrument I played in different settings. I'm classically trained in clarinet and like saxophone as well. I could switch, but mostly jazz trained saxophone. But like I feel like each one now, I can say as I'm older, brings out my creative side in the sense of like I love orchestra music, symphonic band music, wind ensemble music, like the things you'll hear in a hall, or like, you know, the singer Ray, she just dropped the album. That jump is crazy. Like I love listening to like musicals and stuff. Like I'll just listen to it because the bass clarinet brings out that part of me where it's just more musical, it's more color, different rhythms. The saxophone more so brings out the jazz, the more so I would say just the more like style of it all, just the more like the fun of it, the more listener part of it. How can I explain? Just the more I wouldn't say commercial, but just a little bit more swag to it. It's almost like how you got those two cousins. Let's be a better example. Everybody say Sinners.
Yeah.
Smoke and Stack. They twins. But everybody, but each one has their own like feel. Smoke, that was the one. What was the one that turned into the vampire?
Smoke.
I would say he's
no. Stack.
I would say he's more so jazz, and Smoke is more so symphonic. They great musicians, both the same. Like, but like if you put in that context, you got the one who's more like cookie cutter, cleaner. Then you got the other one like, all right, I know the formula, I know the theory, I know this, but this is my style. This is how I'm put my thing to it. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel like both of those worlds kind of intertwine with me.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, and I guess like, how do you adapt your saxophone playing to different genres as well?
How do I adapt it? It goes about listening. I think every genre has its own like style, its own approach, because that's like, you know, a lot of times people talk about how R&B is away now, and it's not certain, like the girls ain't doing this, guys not doing this. It's because every genre has something to it that you need to learn to like what fits in that mold, really, in my opinion. That's why, like for example, I feel like my least favorite genre playing, a lot of people may give me a backlash, but my least favorite, I don't like playing Afrobeats. I like Afrobeats. I can listen to it, it's pretty cool, but playing wise, because Afrobeats has a certain rhythm to it, it has a certain feel, it's like it has its own thing where it's like, it's not hard, but you gotta study. Like music is one of the things where like, a lot of you gotta listen to. So really when it comes to different genres, I'm always listening to other, you know, people or things within that genre, and I'm practicing it or trying to figure it out and learn it. It's a language. Music is a language, and in order to really understand it, you gotta do your homework for real. You know, that's why you got your R&B artists that you could say like they did their homework because they learning this different stuff. A lot of R&B artists, like for just an example, some of them, we're not getting certain essence, certain harmony, certain like themes, color and stuff for them because they're not coming from the church. It's just like a small example, but it's just kind of how I kind of attach different genres. I go listen, do my homework.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you've worked with both like independent artists as well as like Grammy nominated producers. I guess like, what have you learned from working with both of them?
I learned process, professionalism, and just the same thing of everybody's saying 24 hours. Everybody is on this journey of just creating. It's like even when you get that, what some people deem is like the big award for real, like everybody's still on that journey of just still finding the melody, finding the harmony, finding the music, just doing the music for real. Like it don't matter what level you on, everybody's still on that. I feel like it's on that same journey of just finding the sound. You can find your sound, but you still gonna find the sound. You know what I mean? Like I think you can even look at Beyonce and tell that like she don't hit so many different genres. Not every album sounds the same. You know, that's why I like Lemonade. You know, it sounds different from like the self-titled. It sounds different from B-Day. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different her. Just like, you know, the you hear that your favorite artists. Like we all on that journey, but it's like the difference I feel like is you'll start to really get in. It's just the professionalism, really. You got independent artists who are very professional. You got some who just haven't hit that level. And then you got people on that level who are professional when it comes to like paperwork and stuff, but they're not professional. They're not like good people. They're not professional in that area, you know. So I think it's those are really the biggest differences to me, really in that aspect.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to younger musicians who are just starting out?
Shoot, I would just tell them to just learn, start learning things now. Like start learning how to produce, start learning how to record yourself and mix and master yourself. Start learning those different things of like arranging a record. Start really just getting into your sound. You know, if that's the lane as a musician you want to go into, figure out, start doing those things, but figure out where you want to go as a musician. I feel like it's so broad for us. I feel like we can be producers, artists, songwriters, we can be the ones in the live scene. So figure out what works for you. It's not that you can't do it all. Just try to touch a little bit of it and find yourself. Like, I feel like if I would have started certain things while I was in high school or while I was in college, you know, I feel like a lot of things would be very different for me right now. But, you know, it's in God's hands, it's not in mine.
Yeah.
He the writer. So I don't regret none of it. I'm just like enjoying the journey. So really just like, yeah, just learn those different things and be open to learning it. So just do it and be open.
Yeah.
For real.
And the last thing is we obviously want people to hear your music. Where can they find your music?
Not just on Instagram, but I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Calloway. Just type in K with a period, Calloway. And you'll see me right there. You'll say Afro. So, yep.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this episode, and we're excited for people to hear you. And thank you so much to the audience for listening and tuning in to another episode of Fridays Are for Friends.
All right, thank you, Khallil.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. All right, bye.